First of all, I'd say our dairy farmers have come out of 6 months of great difficulty with weather. So there's certainly a significant challenge over the last number of months trying to manage a very difficult weather situation on farms that's pretty much prevailed since last July. So that's certainly the current issue. Looking beyond that then, I think the most significant challenge facing our farmer is to try and interpret how regulatory environments are going to evolve, and particularly as that relates to a nitrate derogation, many of whom, about 2/3 of our farmers, are in derogation. And for them, it's trying to get some certainty and clarity around that so they can plan their farms around livestock numbers, around the investments that they need to make into the future. Forecasting dairy prices is notoriously difficult. I would say going beyond 3 or 4 months is something that's very difficult to do because of all the variables that would impact dairy prices. Much of the dairy markets over the last 6 months and right now to date have been driven by a factor of supply as opposed to demand. Demand has been somewhat fragile in those markets. There is a flight to value in certain markets which are consumers, and they have suffered cost pressures the consumer has responded to in terms of looking to down trade a little bit in terms of what they pay for their dairy commodities. I would say looking out, depending on what way milk supply goes for the rest of the year, we're looking at a price that would be more described as stable. I think would be the best description of prices in and around where we are today on base milk prices. A lot of that, as I said, will factor into where supply goes, but our outlook at the moment will be described as stable. For tillage farmers, the enormity of the bad weather impact on them, it can't be understated. For those farmers, actually getting crops and planted in the ground has been a huge challenge. Those who planted before, who were fortunate enough to plant before winter, those crops have suffered significantly over the winter from bad weather. And then for those who didn't, and who would be normally planting spring crops, getting started has been a huge challenge for those farms. Now, the last couple of weeks has been something of an improvement, but there was great frustration, I would say, at tillage farm levels in the lead up to that period.